Good morning, Tuesday morning, transformation time for mindset transformation. Here's a question for the day and the week. What you are seeking is seeking you. So what you are seeking is seeking you. You know what's fascinating about humans? When infants are born, we can't survive on our own. We are totally dependent on our parents or guardian, right? They have to feed us, they have to take care of us. We want a hug when we cry, or we get hurt, or when we fall down. They have compassion, hopefully. They nurture us. And most importantly, they give us love. Now, I checked this out because what if children don't feel like they receive the love that they wanted? Has that ever have you ever had that feeling as a kid, right? Because we have all these needs. We're looking outside of us when it's really inside of us. But here's what happens. If children don't receive the love that they want, here's what happens. Anytime a child feels a lack of affection, they have difficulty identifying with their emotions. Lack of attention causes lack of attention from the parents. Teach their children how to basically handle their feelings in a healthy way. So if you don't feel like you're getting attention, you don't know how to handle your emotions. You ever felt like my emotions just get away from me sometimes, right? What else happens? They have deficiencies in cognition, attachment, emotional skills, and social skills. You ever met anybody that's like, oh my God, they're so socially inept? They may have difficulty forming attachments in their lives. Does that sound like anybody? Maybe, maybe not. Well, I'm 60 years old and I'm almost 60 and I'm still single. Maybe I have attachment disorder. I don't think I do. However, there might be some other people that do, right? So what about lack of self-esteem? Have you ever felt that in your life? Cause their relationships with themselves to be difficult. Oh man, that's the most important one. If the relationship with ourselves is difficult, how can we have a healthy relationship with anybody else? And because of that, we tend to be the greatest critics towards ourselves. Has anybody ever been self-critical? Is this from the love that we thought we weren't getting? Now check this out. Lack of affection in childhood caused children to have trouble trusting people. Have you ever met anybody with trust issues? So what's the bottom line here? So I know when I grew up, there was two phrases I grew up with. I love you and you're grounded. That's it. I'm like, oh man, I'm grounded again. I just got off being grounded. What the heck is that? To serve all my groundings as a kid, I'd have to live my life, die, come back, and still be grounded as a kid again. So, so what's the bottom line? Hey, here's the bottom line. It's all your parents' fault. Yep, it's all your parents' fault. That's it. We can just use that as our default. Any problem we have in life, our feeling about ourselves, any problems in relationships, just say, you know what? It's my parents' fault. Let's do that, okay? Is that going to work? Well, here's the illusion. The problem is when we were kids, we looked outside of ourselves for validation to people who just did the best they could. They probably didn't even know how to love themselves, right? Who's that? Our coaches, our teachers. I hated PTA meetings because they would say, little Freddie, he's really smart and he should be getting straight A's, but he just doesn't care. Oh, God. Well, I'm going to talk to your third grade teacher. And then so in fourth grade, I thought, fine. If everybody thinks I can do it, then I'm just going to do it. So I got straight A's and I didn't have any fun. That was the last time I got straight A's. I'm like, that was a good lesson to learn. School's not any fun, and I'm just not really that interested. So here we are today, right? So what happens? So we're looking to people for validation. They have no idea how to love themselves. And then we're learning these habits and how we feel about ourselves based on other people that don't even really know how to love themselves because they're doing what their parents told them to do, right? And now there's generations of how we love ourselves. When I was raising my son and he was a teenager, I'll tell him, dude, A, you need to get a job. Secondly, you probably need to get 2 jobs because you just broke the rules again. I'm going to have to give you some consequences. And now you're going to need counseling when you're about 25. So just know you're not going to understand this lesson until you're about 30 years old, and you might as well just get 2 jobs and start saving up for some counseling. Because isn't that really how we are raised? So let's twist the hologram. See, that's our human experience, but who are we really? Let's twist that into our divine experience. Now, here's the deal. Hang on a second. This is like, here's my keys. So it's like, you ever have your keys in your hand and go, man, where are my keys? This is freaking ridiculous. And then you put your keys down to look in the drawer to open your keys. And the minute you go, God, they're probably in this drawer. And you put your keys down, you open the drawer and you go, oh, here they are. Right here between your keys and your phone and whatever else it is. This is the whole illusion. So what's the illusion? We are divinely originated. We are created in love. What if we had the consciousness to be able to live and believe that we are divine being first? If we are divine beings first, that means we're created in love. Now, isn't that fascinating? Isn't that powerful? And then you think, wow, if I came from heaven, I came from the spirit world into this physical body, and you chose your parents. You chose everything you would go through. You chose your parents, and you take responsibility for that, and you think, why did I choose these parents? Then here's my question. What were you thinking as a spirit, right? Did you ever come into this life and like, what was I thinking when I chose all that? I don't know what the heck that is, but at least when you take responsibility as a divine being, then you have the ability to respond. How cool is that? So the question is, are you conscious of it? Are you conscious of your divinity? Because at any time, if it's already inside of us, we can choose, what's that word? We can choose to experience it at any time. So how do we choose it? What's the single most powerful tool to be able to choose love at any time? And trust me, in this world, it's probably a really good time to exercise this. The easiest way, the most powerful tool is gratitude. Gratitude is the bridge from fear to love. Gratitude is the bridge that takes from fear to love. If you ever want to transmute anything from fear into love, use gratitude as a tool. 2 words. Thank you. Thank you that I have these challenges. You know what? I pushed my body really hard the last week and just being a psycho as usual. And man, my freaking back hurts. So, so what do I say? Thank you that my back hurts. Thank you that it's reminding me that physical matter does have a limitation. Thank you that maybe I need to clear some energy in my life. Thank you that I know this too shall pass. Thank God. And my freaking back hurts. And thank God I'm a chiropractor. And I know a bunch of great chiropractors. So how cool is that? When you have gratitude for your challenges, then you don't wallow in depression. Then you don't wallow in self-pity. Then you don't wallow in things that are outside of you, because what's inside of us is greater, because you're more powerful than you think. So stop thinking. Have gratitude. The choice that you make is gratitude. And say, thank you that we have an election today. Thank you that the people, America has been totally divided between political parties. Hey, so cool. Thank you. Between political parties. And even though I tend to be on one side, and even though the other, it seems like one party thinks the other party's freaking absolutely crazy and psycho, that I can appreciate that they have different belief systems. I don't have to agree with those belief systems. I can even vehemently oppose. However, they are going through their life, their human experience, at their level of consciousness. I'm going through it mine, and I can still unconditionally love, because when we get to the level of love, at the vibrated frequency of love, illumination, and infinite peace, we can raise the consciousness of 10 million people. Yes, I now vibrate the energy of love, illumination, bliss, and infinite peace. And regardless of what happens today in the election, there is love. There is unconditional love. That God's love is greater than any fear, than any evil, than anything else. And this is a transitioning into a new greater world, because thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it starts from the inside out. Hey, Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. You want to change the world, you got to look in the mirror. So let's use gratitude today for every situation in my life, every relationship in your life, every condition in your life, and let's use gratitude to transmute that into whatever it is, into something greater, into something God created, because God created it. And God, you are working with the universal energy. You are working with life force. You are working with the spirit. You are part of universal consciousness. And that spirit has more power to be able to create whatever we want to create on the outside. Let's just become conscious of it, and let's choose it today. Let's choose love and be grateful for it. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing, blessed day, week, and thank you for all your comments. Dalton Love Wild and the crew, and I'll see you again soon.